Say hello, everybody. Hope you're doing okay. Welcome back to America Then and Now. This series, I'm trying to get started off for you and try to talk about a lot of things. Things that make you feel nostalgic, things that make you feel proud to be an American. We're going to cover news and current events and all kinds of things. Today, I really thought we'd talk a little bit about computers and the internet. And Lord knows we're probably going to have lots of videos covering different aspects of this and technology as we go along. But for me, when the internet became, and most of you, unless you're young watching this, if you're young, you grew up not knowing how to deal without the internet, not knowing how to deal without a cell phone. But I grew up, in a different world, and a lot of us, if you're watching my video, you did too, that you can remember the very first cell phones and how damn big they were. If you had a mobile phone, it looked like you had a phone strapped onto your butt. But eventually technology prevailed and things got smaller and more compact and whatnot. You had more range. They weren't like walkie-talkies. But computers, first of all, when I was a kid, a computer was something gigantic you saw on TV and had big old reel-to-reels and big red and green buttons and things you saw on Star Trek. And but eventually, every business, started growing into the computer age, and most all technology, there's a use, and computers got their use, and that's good. Change for the better is always good. If it's for the better. Then I was in my early 30s, let's see, I think in 1994, supposedly Al Gore discovered the internet or whatever, but they've been using the internet for years as military tools, and countries could talk back and forth with each other before it was public, But I can remember when the internet became available, and people, Gateway and Dell, and they started trying to get everybody to get a home PC, and I was kind of skeptical, but it's okay to be, skeptic when there's uncertainties, and that's what we were running into. Something new. Is it going to be a good thing? Is it going to even take off? Who knows if this internet thing's even going to take off? And I was married, and at that time, and I remember my little girls were little, and I remember my ex-wife going, "We need to get a computer." Really? Yeah, we need a computer. Why? So we can shop and see the news. Well, we got news on TV, right? But anyhow, I said, well, how much, I should have never done this. How much does a computer cost? $1,600. $1,600 for a computer? Oh my God! But guess what we got with income tax? We got a computer, and my wife thought she was in heaven. Shangri-La had came to the house. And I was still And I'm not, remember, I'm not against technology. I'm not against, the change, but I found out I had to learn how to master or try to master something else. Here I am, I'm 30, dang, I wish I could remember just how old I was, 30 years old, 32, 33, whatever. And I started playing with it a little bit. She showed me how to turn it on and how to type www and all this kind of stuff. And I remember finding the Bass Pro Shops website. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And you could buy online from Bass Pro Shops. And, eventually I found things that interested me. And so here I am, I'm falling into the internet web, so to speak. But today, we deal with the internet every day. Just like I'm doing a video, it's going to be on YouTube in a little while. Things always seem to come full circle. And now we've went through the original Windows, and we're up to Windows 10 and all the offshoots of Windows 10. The internet's everywhere. It made the world smaller. It made now a big thing. If something happens now, it's going to be on the internet. If there's an injustice in the world, if there's a shot being fired, if there's a COVID, and all this kind of stuff, if it's happening, it's going to be on the internet now. You don't have to wait until 5 and 6 o'clock to watch the news, and hopefully you'll catch something, that you'd be interested in the news. So, and the internet's not going anywhere, but it's amazing the trip that it has taken, since the 1990s, and computers are, we went from the home PC, then all of a sudden we had a laptop, and then we got a notebook. And I got a little Samsung notebook right here that's carried me all through China. And I use it, I'm a professional photographer also, so I use this computer and a monitor, and life just goes on. The kids in school now, the virus, if it wasn't for the internet, they maybe could not have classes. So online classes, online teaching, is a big thing. So we got, even though the internet does have bad things, and we know it does, there is so much good that becomes, because of the internet, it's at our fingertips now. We can run a business from home. You can shop in your underwear. Just lots of little things, guys. Here, I would imagine very soon, because it's happening right now, that the internet's going to replace the book for the most part, even though we'll always have to have some hard copies of things. But you imagine your kid goes and registers for school. They get some kind of a iPad of some kind. All their classes are in their iPad. And they just, instead of carrying a big backpack full of books, maybe all they need is just a little pouch or whatnot. They throw their iPad in it. They go to class. If there's a test, teacher can just send out a test to their iPad. Write the answers in, send it back to the teacher. Teacher doesn't have to take a big stack of papers home with her. She can grade your test, send it back to you. There you go. There's your score. You failed. You triumphed. You got an A. Whatever it is. And all this is because of what was once a military tool. The internet's here. We got to support it because it's not going anywhere. It needs to be policed, but by golly, America should be proud and really in the world, also. But America should be proud of the advancements that we have gone through, and the internet has given us. So anyhow, fuel for thought. Think about that old internet. Think about how much you love it or hate it. My mom is 75, and whew, it's tough on her to dive into that, the internet. It still gives her lots of problems, and even me, I was here when it really took off, and I still am not a great computer person. I just know how to get the results I want. And so, anyhow, have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll have all kinds of little junk to talk about. And I'm sure the internet is going to pop up again. It always will, websites and things like that. But anyhow, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. And I'm glad you're here. All right, so bye-bye.